Good morning, everyone. Sean, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Sean, let's start with yesterday. The Holocaust situation, question, your thoughts today.
I made a mistake. There's no other way. There's no other way to say it. I got into a topic that I shouldn't have, and I screwed up. And I hope people understand that we all make mistakes. I hope I show that I understand that I did that, and that I sought people's forgiveness because I screwed up, and and I hope each person can understand that part of existing is understanding that when you do something wrong, if you own up to it, you do it.
Last night he gave an interview, and it was that I read this morning, in which he said that the U.S. is not going to go into Syria. Did you see that?
I did.
Okay. One of the things he has also said is that he's not going to telegraph his plans. He has now just telegraphed to Assad and ISIS that he's not going to go in. How do you reconcile that?
Well, I think that's specific to ground troops. I think there's two issues. One is that doesn't mean, how we're going to deal with ISIS as a whole. So if we have to deal with ISIS and it moves into Syria, that's one thing. I think going in and occupying Syria for the express purpose of regime change is something that the president's been very clear on that throughout the campaign. So that should they continue to use gas, especially against children and babies, that the president, all options remain on the table. But make no mistake about it, I think the president showed last Thursday night that he will use decisive, justified, and proportional action to right wrongs. Remember, Russia right now is an island. It's Russia, North Korea, Syria, and Iran. That is not exactly a group of folks that you want to be associated with. Russia is, among that group, the only non-failed state. So if you're Russia, you are really isolating yourself by aligning yourself with Assad and not calling out the actions that both you and he specifically said that you would not engage in. I think we need to get the world community in agreement, particularly China. We've had very productive talks with both Japan and South Korea, but China can play a very important role, and something the president discussed with President Xi last week, Thursday and Friday, about again, this is almost like Russia with ISIS, but we have a shared interest with China of making sure that we don't have a nuclear North Korea.
We do have a nuclear North Korea. We do. They have a nuclear weapon. They have 20,000 artillery weapons on the border facing its soul.
They have short, medium-term missiles. Again, I'm not going to get into discussions about their nuclear capability. I would just say that it is in our shared interest to not have them have the nuclear capability to fly and launch rockets with nuclear capability. And I think that the president had very productive talks with President Xi last week. And I think we need to continue to make sure that the world community stands strong with us, which they have, to make sure that we all understand the threat that North Korea poses. I think as long as we have a healthy and robust media, I'm fine. I wish more people would focus on the policy and get it right, but it is what it is. This is the beauty of living in a free country. And so while I may want a lot of things, I think what we all should want is a media that takes their time, gets the stories right, doesn't worry about being first, but rather being right.
All right.
Latinos en Estados Unidos que podrían votar este próximo 8 de noviembre, no todos vamos a salir a votar, van a salir a votar. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué le dirías a nuestra gente?
Bueno, yo creo que eso es precisamente una de las